Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today I'm going to be going over 10 of my favorite cars in Grand Theft Auto Online right now. Now unfortunately there is going to be a bit of a disclaimer at the start of this video. Not every single one of these cars is available in GTA Online right now for you guys to purchase because of course Rockstar did remove a bunch of cars, and 3 of these 10 cars have been completely removed from being able to be purchased in GTA. The only way that you could maybe do it is through your auto shop, or for those of you on PS5 or Xbox Series S and X, you could purchase them from another player within the LS car meet, but as far as I know, that's the only 2 ways that you could get these vehicles unless Rockstar releases them into a dealership. So I am sorry for the little bit of a tease here. I didn't intentionally do this. I actually found out when I was recording for this video that these cars were removed. I didn't even know. But very unfortunate. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with number 10. At number 10 we have the Ubermacht Cypher, coming in at $1,200,000, or actually just under. And if you do not have the trade price for it, it is going to cost you $1,550,000 to purchase it. It is in the sports category, but it is also in the tuners subcategory of vehicles, meaning that you can use this vehicle in tuners class races. As you guys can see in the gameplay right here, that's what I'm doing. The Ubermacht Cypher is one of my favorite cars to use in these tuners races. I think that it handles super good. The acceleration is great for being rear wheel drive only, and it has a ton of customization. There's so many different builds that you can go for using the Ubermacht Cypher. I really like it. It's super realistic looking. It looks just like the BMW M2, which it's based off of, and it sounds pretty good. Overall, it is just a fantastic car, and I've really enjoyed racing it in the tuners races with Twingo and NPC, but it's also a fantastic car for free mode beyond that. Overall, definitely a car that you guys should look into. It is still in the game, so you can pick this one up. Let's move on to number 9. At number 9, we have the DUGG Massacro, coming in at $275,000, and this, unfortunately, is one of the cars that has been removed from GTA Online's website, so you cannot purchase this thing right now. I will definitely cover it in the weekly update if it ever gets put back on sale in the dealership or something. The Massacro is such a good car. I'm really mad that this one's gone. It is a sports car. It's not that exceptional in any way whatsoever, really. It doesn't have all that much customization, albeit what it does have is pretty nice. This is definitely a car that I like to cruise around in free mode. I think that it's a very good looking car. It's very beautifully designed. It's based off of the Aston Martin Vanquish in real life, which is a favorite car of mine. And I have the Massacro in GTA because if I ever did buy a Vanquish in real life, I'm sure that it would break down and be in the repair shop all the time, so that's very unfortunate, and now I can't even buy it in GTA if I wanted another one, so that's just really unfortunate. But anyways, the Massacro is a fantastic car, definitely a very good looking one, definitely a very fun one to have for cruising around in free mode. We're done with number 9, on to number 8, and unfortunately I have 2 in a row here. These are both removed from the game. This is, of course, the Ocelot Lynx. It goes for just over $1.7 million, or at least it went for just over $1.7 million. It has, of course, been removed. I just did a customization of this thing not that long ago, and I was really happy with how it actually turned out. I've since sold that car though, so this is my only remaining Ocelot Lynx, which I'm very upset about. People always clown on this car in the community because it is $1.7 million, and for the money, its performance is less than ideal. It's actually really underwhelming in a lot of ways, to be completely honest. But I still do love the Ocelot Lynx. I think it is a very good looking car. The performance isn't that horrible either, to be fair. I don't think that it's that bad. The acceleration is alright, the handling is pretty decent. It does sort of have a bit of understeer, which is unfortunate, but for the most part, I would say that the Ocelot Lynx is actually a pretty good car. My favorite feature about this car are the stock wheels. As you guys can see, I've still got those on the car because I think they just look so fantastic. They remind me kind of like the Hyperfresh, but they're just not quite there. And unfortunately, this is the only way to have these rims in the entire game, is to own the Ocelot Lynx in which they are attached to and come stock on. So anyways, that's it for the Ocelot Lynx at number 8. On to number 7. At number 7 we have the DUGG Spectre. Now I just did a customization of this car not that long ago, actually just last week, and it is still in the game luckily. So it only goes for $600,000, and for that price it is a very good car. I always kind of didn't like this car a lot, at least not as much as the Massacro. However, with my recent customization that I just did, I have gained a newfound respect for the Spectre. I think it is a very good car. It handles very nicely, it has great acceleration. The customization options are kind of far and few between, but it does have the Benny's edition of it, where you can upgrade it into a Benny's vehicle, and then it unlocks a lot more customization for it. So that is pretty cool. Overall, it is a decent car. It has pretty good performance. Not going to win any races with it or anything like that, but again, a very good car for driving around in free mode. That's it for the Spectre. On to number 6. At number 6, we have the Meibatsu Monstrosity, coming in at just under $1.5 million. This is one of the cars that impressed me the most with the Los Santos Mercenaries DLC. I actually love the Monstrosity. Fun fact, it's the second car in GTA Online history to have an HSW upgrade on the Expanded and Enhanced Edition, as well as an Imani Tech upgrade, which is available on all editions, by the way. So if you want Imani Tech, you can go and put it on this thing no matter what platform you're actually on, so long as you own an agency with a vehicle workshop. You can of course put the missile lock-on jammer on it or the remote control device. I would definitely go for the missile lock-on jammer though. Unfortunately, there's no armor upgrade with it, which I think is kind of odd, but regardless, it does have a missile lock-on jammer, and I think that is reason enough to own this vehicle. It's got a lot of good customization, its off-road capabilities are great, it's very agile, and it changes directions very, very quickly. Not that fast overall, it tops out at about 109 miles per hour, but with the HSW upgrade it is a heck of a lot faster. So overall, the Monstrosity is a pretty good car, definitely one that I would recommend looking into. At number 5, we have the Grotti Furia, coming in at $2.1 million if you have the trade price, all the way up to $2.7 million if you do not have the trade price. The Grotti Furia is a phenomenal supercar in Grand Theft Auto Online. Unfortunately, it's not one of the fastest. I would say it's within the top 25 for sure. It's all-wheel drive, it has great acceleration. The handling is very, very good as well. The customization options really accentuate the car and give you the ability to make your car look very, very nice. It does come at a high price, especially that $2.7 million number, and that's if you don't have the trade price unlocked. The trade price is a little more reasonable at 2.1 mil, but 2.7 is a lot for this car, especially considering that it's not quite, top 20, top 10, fastest supercars in Grand Theft Auto Online. Still a very good car, but mostly a car that you will want to pick up for free mode. Overall still decent, but just not quite the best. That's it for the Furia. On to number 4. At 4, we have the Enos Paragon R for $905,000, and this car, unfortunately, has been removed. I just used this thing in a Top Gear challenge with NPC and Twingo, and it absolutely dominated. We used it in the $1.25 million car challenge, and the Enos Paragon R really showed out. For $905,000, there is not a better car that you can pick up than the Enos Paragon R. From the looks to the performance, it dominates in every single category. Looks wise, it is super realistic. It looks just like the Bentley Continental GT Super Sports, in which it is based off of, and there's a lot of different options where you can make it look more like a race car, you can make it look a little more subtle, you can make it look like a Bentley Continental GT3 car. It's really cool. It's all-wheel drive, it has very good acceleration, very good handling despite its immense weight as well, and a pretty good top speed. And a fun fact, it is actually a top 10 fastest sports car in Grand Theft Auto Online, but now of course it is no longer purchasable, so if you don't have one, you're not going to be able to use it in sports class races. Extremely unfortunate, but again, it's been removed from the game and there doesn't seem like there's anything we can do, so sad times. On to number 3. At number 3, we have the F-160 Raiju VTOL plane that has been added into Grand Theft Auto Online with the LS Mercenaries DLC. It goes for $5.1 million if you have the trade price, or up to $6.8 million if you do not have the trade price. Honestly, I feel like these are pretty fair prices for this plane. If you can get the trade price, you absolutely should. But for what you get with the Raiju, I feel like it is just such a good amount of money. The F-160 Raiju has a VTOL mode similar to the Hydra, which came out years and years ago with the Heists update, except the VTOL on the Raiju is a lot more responsive, it's a lot quicker, and it also allows you to tilt the plane up and down while sort of hovering in the same spot. It operates a little bit more like a helicopter than the Hydra does, that's for sure. You carry a little bit less momentum through the air with the Raiju in VTOL mode. It also has a dual mounted front autocannon, which has explosive rounds. They're not very great. Since the nerf to the Hydra and the Laser, which just came out, all of the explosive autocannons have been kind of nerfed a little bit, and unfortunately the Raju is not that great, but it's far from the worst, that's for sure. It's also got homing missiles and non-homing missiles, but the main feature of the Raju is of course stealth mode, which you can deactivate and activate extremely quickly. The plane also is very, very fast, and it climbs exceptionally well, so you can get above your enemies in stealth mode, and right before you need to attack, deactivate stealth mode, absolutely destroy them, go back into stealth mode, and start climbing again. This plane is insanely good. It is insanely good. You guys need to pick one of these things up if you do not have one already. That's it for number 3 though. Let's move on to number 2. At number 2, we have the Benefactor LM87, coming in at $2.9 million. The LM87 had a speed glitch up until this DLC came out, and I'm pretty sure Rockstar has actually patched it out of the game, and in doing so, it seems like they've broken the LM87 a little bit. When I was driving it for this video, I was noticing that the LM87 was randomly just coming up in the air on the front end of the car because it seemed like the splitter or something was catching the road. It was making a horrendous sort of metallic sound, and I'm not really sure what the deal is with that, but I would assume it has something to do with them fixing the speed glitch that the LM87 had exclusively on PC. It had to do with the more FPS you had, the faster the car would go, and let me tell you, it went insanely fast. I wish I still had gameplay of it on this computer, but it's actually on my other computer, so I can't show you guys right now, which is very unfortunate, but it went insanely fast. It must have gone like 180, maybe 200 miles an hour. It was crazy, absolutely insane. And you know what, the PC didn't even melt when I was doing it, so it's almost like PC should have HSW upgrades, but we don't need to get into that right now. The LM87 has an insanely high downforce, and it is a phenomenal race car in GTA Online in the supercars category. It's probably the 4th fastest on last gen, maybe even faster to be completely honest. On new gen it does get overshadowed by some of the HSW cars, but it is still absolutely phenomenal, and it is a must own as far as I'm concerned. Definitely one of my favorite vehicles in the entire game right now. And of course at number 1 we have the Progen Emrys. The Progen Emrys is my favorite supercar in Grand Theft Auto Online right now, besides my all-time favorite, which is of course the Adder. But as far as racing goes and just driving around cruising in free mode, as well as having the ability to shred on the racetrack, the Progen Emrys is the best car in the game, next to the LM87. It goes for $2,750,000. It's got a little bit of customization you can do to it as well, but of course the main reason it's on this list is just because of how fast it is. Now the Emrys does take a little bit of skill and a little bit of time and effort to get used to it, but once you do, you're going to be able to skill gap a lot of people with this car. If you can manage to keep the rear end of the car in check, it is going to absolutely dominate on the racetrack. It is a phenomenal car. The acceleration is so good, not off the line, but the acceleration after the launch is quite good. It has a decent top speed, and the handling is absolutely phenomenal. It's got a pretty good amount of downforce, not as much as the LM87, but still a decent amount nonetheless. Overall, the Emrys is definitely my favorite vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online right now. Definitely one that I recommend picking up. Anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching my top 10 favorite vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys enjoyed this video, a like is of course appreciated, if not dislike. Comment down below, let me know what some of your favorite vehicles are in GTA right now. Let me know if they're available as well, or if Rockstar took them away from you as well. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.